So the Philadelphia Eagles travel to Denver and manhandle the Broncos by a final score of 30-13. The Eagles now move to 4-6 on the season. Another big win on the road. But has this Eagles team officially turned the corner? We are here to break it all down. Let's go.
Perfect.
Bravo. That's what I can say from this one. It seems like the first game where the Eagles put everything together as a complete unit, honestly, since week one against the Falcons, whether it's running the ball, whether it's making the big plays in the big situations, right? Forcing a big turnover. It doesn't matter. The Eagles came up big today. And this is definitely a huge win going on the road and taking down the Denver Broncos, especially on a day where the Cowboys win, where the Washington football team wins, right? You have to win to kind of at least keep your place here. And this was a really, really big win. Now, I don't want to start this out by pouting my chest, but I just have to put it out there, okay? I really do, because this is going to sum up a lot of what I have to say. How many times have we sat up here week after week after week preaching to run the dang football, okay? In the first 6 games of the season, the Eagles accumulated 682 rushing yards. The last 4 weeks, pretty much since Miles Sanders went out, the Eagles have racked up 762 rushing yards. That's all you need to know, okay? I mean, come on now. This is what we have been waiting for how long? And it kind of actually makes me frustrated, because if we just do the right things in a couple more games earlier this season, honestly, we probably have a winning record. We're probably a really good team. I don't think this team is far off. There is talent on this team, especially on the offensive side of the ball, and you've been seeing that come out. Nick Sirianni, I got to give him a round of applause, because, I don't know what the heck was going on the first 7 weeks of the season, but finally he woke up. It's about time. It is about time. The last 3 to 4 weeks, today we run the ball 214 yards on the ground, 40 carries. Last week, 176 yards on the ground. The week before, 236 yards on the ground. Like, this team needs to stick with their identity. I feel like I've been a broken record. It's probably annoyed you at this point. But look, it's so simple. It is so simple. This Eagles team is finally sticking to what their identity is. And don't give me anything about Miles Sanders couldn't do this or that. The fact of the matter is that it doesn't matter who is back there. This Eagles team, what they are most favorable at in terms of a football game is using the run to open up the pass. Boston Scott was contributing. Jordan Howard, Jalen Hurts with his own 2 feet. I mean, it's a beautiful thing. And when you do the right things, this offense can really, really be explosive. I don't know what has been going on, but Nick Sirianni, it has finally gone away from this just primary RPO offense, and we're finally pounding the rock. We're using different formations, and I got to commend him and give him some respect and give him some credit, because it's about time. He could have really folded up in the face of adversity when people are calling for him to be fired and people are throwing flowers at him, right? But ever since that flower analogy, this guy has woke up, and the Eagles are doing the right thing. Boston Scott needs more carries. 11 touches today, 81 yards. Jordan Howard, 83 yards on 12 carries. Jordan Howard's finally up at the active roster. This guy could have helped us out the entire year. And Miles Sanders, when he comes back, can probably perform better than all these guys. So hopefully we stick with what is working. We've completely reconfigured our offense, which is nice to see, that we're running the ball 40 times a game because it actually works. And we're accumulating over 200 yards a game. Jalen Hurts today, got to give him credit. Now, Jalen Hurts had, in this first half, probably the best game of his career. Now, I will say he was on pace for that until the second half, when, honestly, he didn't really have to do much. He only completed 1 pass in the second half, but I believe in the first half he was somewhat of 15 for 18. He was finding his guys. It was almost capped off with a 3rd touchdown, but unfortunately, Quez Watkins dropped it in the end zone. You cannot do that. I felt that was actually going to break Jalen Hurts' momentum, and it did. But nonetheless, Jalen Hurts, 16 for 23 with 178 yards and 2 touchdowns. Had a bad interception in the second half. But going off what I saw in the first half, Jalen Hurts turned a bit of a corner today as well, because he was confident. He wasn't thinking too much. He wasn't just immediately having that instinct to scramble out. He was trying to stay in the pocket. But if he did scramble out, he was making things happen with his legs. And obviously, you have other guys that can help contribute in that area. But the fact that Jalen Hurts can do that is a very special asset to have on your offense. And based off of the first half of this game, Jalen Hurts, that was impressive. That is what I've been waiting to see, just in terms of, can this guy be a future quarterback? Now, I still don't think we have the answer to that, but what I will say is, games like this you can build on. You can use this tape. You can analyze this going forward when a young quarterback is struggling, and today's the type of progression that you want to see. So I was really proud of Jalen Hurts and the way he battled in that first half. Now, the Eagles put up 30 points, and I would be doing a disservice if I did not mention DeVonta Smith. DeVonta Smith is what Eagles fans have just literally prayed for years. Not only a wide receiver one, but just a guy who can make his impact felt immediately on a game. 2 touchdowns. By the way, happy birthday to DeVonta Smith, turned 23 years old today. And, what a birthday present, right? A big win, 2 touchdowns. He goes up with one of the best touchdown catches by an Eagles receiver I've seen in a long, long time, over his former teammate from Alabama, Pat Surtain, who was drafted right before him. And he makes a heck of a catch. I thought it was actually interference as well. They did not call it. And then later on, got great separation, great formations. Again, Nick Sirianni mixing things up, getting creative with the offense, whether it's, a screen to the left, whether it's a misdirection, and just using guys in different formations and not making it too predictable, pounding the rock when it is working, and then, letting Jalen Hurts even unleash a couple downfield today. I thought it was a great mix. DeVonta Smith was absolutely amazing. He's the first Eagles rookie wide receiver to have 2 touchdowns in a game since 2014. He is on pace to be the first Eagles rookie wide receiver with 1,000 yards in his rookie season. So I really hope that DeVonta continues this stretch. He also was playing a bit injured, and, he's just special. He's a special talent. We knew it when we drafted him, and I really love that kid. Going even further on this game, the Eagles defense, I thought, pissed me off for a lot of this game, and that's mainly a credit to Jonathan Gannon. I still don't really like his philosophy. I don't think it's going to work against better teams. Now, honestly, what I saw from the Denver Broncos last week compared to this week was night and day. They absolutely pummeled the Cowboys last week, and this week they're just not that dynamic on offense, and Teddy Bridgewater just didn't seem it to me. But the Eagles, like I said, even though we were doing this bend, don't break, we finally came up and made plays in the right situations, whether it was a big sack or whether it was a turnover. I still don't know what the heck happened on Darius Slay's 82-yard return for a touchdown. That pretty much changed the entire complexion of the game. I still don't know how that happened, but it did, and the Eagles made a big play. Even Derek Barnett had a big sack, and of course he had to negate it with his 2 stupid penalties every single week with this guy. I'm not going to try to be negative here today, but Derek Barnett is not it. And Jonathan Gannon's, again, when we play better offenses, when we play a really elite quarterback in this league, a guy who can shred you and tear you apart, this defense is not going to work. It's just not going to work. And luckily, the Eagles players were able to step up and make big plays when they had to, but I still don't like it. I still don't like the defensive philosophy. Couple bad missed tackles. We were letting Denver run all over us at points in this game. But when it came down to it, we did held them to 96 rushing yards. So we held them below 100, and we really didn't let them get going on big drives. I thought we dominated the time of possession. I thought that the Eagles really took control of this game, and I thought there were points where Denver could have really got back in it. But again, every time the Eagles put their foot down, and I thought this was one of the most complete games by this Eagles team this season. I really did. Now, there's still a lot of things you got to work on in terms of discipline and not committing a lot of penalties and just simple things, just getting guys on the same page. But with what we had out there today, I thought that Nick Sirianni did a great job adjusting. I thought the Eagles players rallied together, and to go on the road against a team that had a lot of momentum coming off last week and to pretty much just demolish them. I thought this was a really good win. I did, and I want to see more touches from these guys. I want to continue to mix it up. And I'm just happy that the Eagles finally have woken up And Nick Sirianni took a long look in the mirror and realized, yo, even though these Eagles fans are hard on me, maybe they're right. Maybe if we just pound the rock and we don't put as much pressure on Jalen Hurts and let him play at his own pace, and not ask this guy to go out there and throw the ball 42 times and do everything for this offense, maybe we can be a decent team. Jalen Hurts, we don't know if he's the answer or not going forward, but what I do know is that like every week there are stretches where he looks really good and there are potential signs of upside, but he has to have the right personnel and the right system around him and the right coach. So that takes definitely a lot of adjustments, and Nick Sirianni the last 4 weeks has made those adjustments. Hopefully this continues going forward. I still think Gannon needs to really crack down on what his philosophy is. I think he needs to use these players to the best of their availability and the best of their ability. And I just don't like these guys playing 12 yards off their men. But overall, the Eagles shut down the Broncos. Big win. We moved to 4-6. We stay where we are at in the division. And, maybe this is all for nothing. But at the end of the day, you're trying to evaluate what you have. And this Eagles team comes out with a really, really good win. All units contributing. The special teams block as well was huge. And just really a complete team win. So I'm happy about it. On to the next one is the Philadelphia Eagles. Can we keep this up? Will we continue to pound the rock? It is working right now, and even if it starts to, hit a bit of a halt here, we need to stick with it. Those are my thoughts. I want to hear from you. Give me all your thoughts down below in the comments section. Appreciate you guys so much for tuning in. Be sure to like, comment, subscribe, and I will catch you on the next one, man. Peace.
Perfect.